Hi, Year 7 had a few questions asking about the ratio mathswatch from Monday. So I just thought I'd spend some time going through each question now and give you a chance to have a go at them again and make any red pen corrections. So start with question 1. Obviously, if you got this right, you can skip forward in the video and go to the questions that you did get wrong. But what you should be doing is just in red pen in your book, just note down what I'm doing as I'm doing it, but this doesn't have to be just a copying exercise. It can be that once you feel like, right, I know how to have a go at it now, pause the video and have a go at it yourself. Don't just copy exactly what I'm doing. Challenge yourself and have a go at it. So write 14 to 56 in its simplest form. Well, they're both even numbers, so immediately I know I can divide them by 2. So that would get me 7 to 25 plus 3 is 28. And then I can see that they still have a common factor of 7. So I can divide both sides by 7 to get 1 to 4 rather. So your final answer there is 1 to 4. It's the same as if you had the fraction 14 over 56, you could cancel it down to 7 over 28 and then 1 over 4. So it's just like when you simplify fractions, simplifying a ratio is the same sort of method. Do the same to the left hand side as the right hand side. Right, a jewellery shop sells 240 necklaces in a month. 180 of the necklaces were sold via the shop's website, the rest were sold in the high street shop. Work out the ratio of online sales to shop sales. So I'm just going to put OS for online sales and SS for shop sales. And then I know that they sell 240 overall, and 100 were via the online shop or the website. So that means that the rest of them must have been in the in-shop sales. So that would mean that there's 40, 20, 60. So 60 left over because that now adds to 240. So I know that I've got it in the correct ratio. The reason I might not have the right answer yet is because it says give your answer in its simplest form. So I can see that they're both going to 10 because they both have a 0 at the end, so I can divide them by 10. And then now it might be a bit easier to see that they both go into 6. So I'll just put in my working here. 1 to 3 or 3 to 1. If you're not getting it right in mathswatch, maybe try it that other way. What your ratio of online sales to shop sales? No, so it should be right what you put in, what I've done there. Right, next question. So remember, don't make this a copying exercise. As soon as you feel like you can have a go at it, do it. Right, so notice the non-calculator up here. 150 adults complete a survey, 80 are women. Write the ratio of men to women. So we know that 80 of them are women, and there are 150 in total, so that must mean that 70 of them were men. Now, it says in its simplest form here, so you can see again they both end in a 0, so I can divide both by 10, and then I'll get 7 to 8, and that's in its simplest form because I can't divide them both by anything else and still get a whole number. Next question. Cards are in a pack of black or red in the ratio black to red 2 to 5. What fraction of the cards are red? So remember when we were saying, well, what's similar about a ratio and a fraction? If we're talking about the fraction that are red, then this number on the right that are red represents your numerator, and then the denominator represents the total of the two numbers added together. So in this case 5 add 2 is 7, so my answer will be C. Next question. So we're on question 4 now. And maybe you feel like after seeing me go through the last question, you can now have a go at this. So pause the video, have a go at it, see if you enter it into mathswatch. I'm pretty sure it's still available. So have a go at it. What fraction of the class are boys? So the ratio of boys to girls. So I'm just going to put that's boys and that's girls, just to help me out. What fraction of the class are boys? Well, remember you can draw a diagram and just make it. You don't have to draw boys and girls. You can just draw cubes or blocks or circles. So if I've got, let's say these are the boys and there's 4 of them, and there's 5 girls. So don't be afraid to just draw diagrams. It's definitely gonna help you. So what fraction of the class of boys? Well, I can see that 4 of them. There's 4 of them out of a total of, add them all together, and we've got a total of 9. So 4 ninths, and that can't be simplified any further. What fraction of girls? Well, I know it must just be in total. Remember, probabilities add to 1, so I can do 1 minus 4 ninths. Or I'm just thinking about it as a ratio. I can count up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girls out of a total of 9 again. So 5 ninths. Right, next question. 2/3 of a class are girls. What is the ratio girls to boys in the class? So let's draw a diagram then. So 2/3 of a class of girls. So if there's 3 people in the class, there might not be 3. It might be that there's more than 3, but we know that I can use that denominator to say how many in total there might be. And then 2 of them are girls. Then the other one is left to be a boy because it's a ratio of girls to boys. So I can see that there, for every 2 girls, there's 1 boy. And boys to girls, I could just flip that around. So every 1 boy, there's 2 girls. So this is boys to girls, this is girls to boys. So you can just flip it around. Next question. I thought this was one of the hardest ones. Which of the following statements is correct? Well, the ratio x to y is 3 to 1. That means that the x is 3 times bigger. So imagine that it's all made up of blocks, and that's x, and that's y. So x is 3 times bigger than y. So x is 3/4 of y. Well, no, because it's 3 times bigger. It's not 3/4 of, because that would mean we would times 3/4 of would be like saying, so yeah, let me draw a diagram for each of them. X is 3/4 of y. Well, if that's y, and we split it into 4, then we're saying that x is 3/4 of y. So we're saying that x is that big. But actually, we know that x is bigger than y, so it can't be. In this case, it's smaller than y. For B, your diagram would be y is 1/3 of x. So I can actually see that y is 1 and x makes up 3 boxes. So that is actually right, that y is 1/3 of x, because if we split x into 3, then we get what y is. So that is right. C, x is 1/3 of y. Again, that suggests that y is, let's say, that big. And then if we split it into 3, then we're saying that x is that big. So we can see that in this diagram for C, that x is smaller than y, but we know from our ratio that x is 3 times bigger than y. Y is 1/4 of x. Well, we know that y is 1/3 of x, so it can't be a quarter as well as 1/3. So we know that our answer is just B. So I think that was one of the hardest questions in there. Let me know if you're still not sure on anything, and correct anything from your maths watch that you got wrong previously. Have a great rest of your day.